Yeah, you're in great shape. You stay in great shape.
Yeah, I try.
And vegan.
Oh, are you vegan?
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, love it.
What
man.
made you go vegan?
Oh, I was working with Damien Mander, who runs the International Anti-Poaching Foundation. His documentary comes out today, actually, Akashinga.
On what?
It's on, I believe, Nat Geo.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to promote them because I'm on Discovery Channel's
Sorry.
But it's a story about his team, all-female run anti-poaching unit, from the rangers to the managers to everyone. It's all female. They've got laughed at by the guys in the beginning, and now everyone gives them the respect that they deserve. It's called Akashinga, which means the brave ones.
And they're trying to save animals where?
In Zimbabwe.
Can I ask you something about the anti-poachers? Because I know they're poachers, obviously, just by definition. They're not following any laws. Did they have to follow any laws when they hunt hunting poachers isn't the right term, but you know what I mean.
I believe when Damien first went out there, the law was, I think it was Mugabe said that poachers could be shot on sight.
That's what I had heard.
Yeah.
That you're allowed to hunt the poachers.
But him being a humongous white Australian guy, he didn't want to get anyone offside. So he was trying to arrest them, and that's what he continued to do. So I went out there and worked with him for a couple of weeks shooting a documentary, embedded with the Rangers, went through unarmed combat training. They gave me a 5-minute lesson on how to handle a snake, and then gave me a deadly black mamba. So I immersed myself right into it.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? They gave you, what do you mean they gave it to you?
Like they put a black
mamba?
mamba on the ground in front of me, gave me the scooping pole.
Yeah.
And so I needed my good hand to grab the tail of the snake, and my job was to get it from the ground, catch it, and put it into the tub. And so I needed this hand for catching the tail, and I need this hand for holding the snake pole. And so I put it in my hand, but the problem is when I lift up something heavy, the muscle can activate sometimes, opens the hand and drops it. And so I turned it off. I can press that button, turn the hand off, so it won't open. So I did that, had the pole, scooped up the snake, grabbed the tail, but the weight of the pole and the snake together were too heavy. My wrist rotated, dropped the pole and the snake to the ground. The snake started coming back up the pole towards my face. So I can't, the camera guys have stopped filming. Everyone's screaming at me to drop the snake. They don't know I can't because I've turned the hand off. And so I've got the tail here, and I'm doing this crazy snake dance, trying to create distance between its head, its tail, and my body, just bouncing everyone's screaming at me. Finally got it under control, put it in the bucket, and that was it. I'm done with snakes.
Right. See, for me, there's something in you that isn't in me. Like you got attacked by a shark, but now you swim with sharks. Yeah. See, it's the opposite of, I think, what I would do, which is if I get attacked by a shark, yeah, cool, lesson learned.
Yeah, the black mamba would be a hard path. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, but so is it just like is it for you just an adrenaline thing, or is it for something where you're like, I just have never done it, so I'm going to do it?
I just figured I'm Australian.
That's sharks, snakes.
Yeah. Dog bit my whole nose off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Animals love me. Yeah, when I was a kid, I gave a strange dog a hug because we weren't allowed to have pets in my house.
Bad idea.
My parents had 4 crazy kids, so no dogs.
Right.
So I'm pretending this dog is my friend, and it's my dog showing off to the other kids to look cool. And I went to give it a hug goodbye, and it just went, ripped my whole nose apart.
God, you and animals, man.
Yeah,
you
love
still
me.
fuck with them.
They love me.
Yet you still mess with them.
Yeah, I'm so tasty.
But with that snake, they were just trying to
it was
teach
part
you
of
a
the show.
lesson.
No, it was part of the show. It was to demonstrate what the Rangers have to go up against, what they have to do.
When they hunt, when they're going after the poachers, right?
Yeah.
And you say they were arresting them. Mm-hmm. The poachers, though, obviously armed with weapons.
Yeah,
are the poachers shooting at you?
If we didn't encounter any armed poachers when I was there, but if the poachers start shooting, they shoot to kill. They'll shoot back.
Jesus Christ.
And are the people who are hunting the poachers, like this dude that you're talking about, he's a trained, what's his past?
Yeah, he used to be a clearance diver like me. Then he went to the tactical assault group as a sniper with the special forces. Then he got out of the military and he did 12 tours of Iraq. And so he was working as a military contract out there, and then he was training the local government soldiers as well.
So poachers ain't shit to him.
It's not like they're pretty full on, man.
The poachers
they crept into the villages and they've killed a bunch of his rangers in their homes.
What?
There was a bounty out on his head. These poachers are ruthless, and they're all funded by the Chinese, partially by the Europeans as well.
Chinese.
But it's the Asian market for rhino
what is
horn.
it? Is it rhino horn?
Rhino horn, yeah. They're hacking the faces off of these rhinos, and that's what ultimately led Damien there. He was there on a break from Iraq. He was doing a safari, and they came across a rhino with its whole head hacked off, and he's like, my skills can be better used here. So he moved there over a course of many years, he utilized his paramilitary training and started the Anti-Poaching Foundation.
So the Chinese are funding these poachers just because they want the horns of the rhinos.
Yeah. So these poachers will get maybe $200. And rhino horn is worth more than gold and heroin once it gets to its final destination.
And yet they're only getting $200.
What are they using it for?
They need a manager.
Medicine that doesn't do anything.
No, it's all bullshit.
It's made of keratin. Same shit as our fingernails.
They think it's an aphrodisiac. Like they think.
Same as shark fins. It doesn't do anything.
It's ridiculous.
Wait. Are you saying I could get money for my fingernails?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because
Same.
I mean, listen, times are tough. You know, we're not getting,
right? Horns down, my man.
yeah. How much am I getting for one good fingernail?
I don't know how
Jesus
much heroin is, but it's worth more than that.
I got to tell you, because my toenails are thick.
But these are these poachers well trained?
Oh, they're not well trained, but they are native bushmen. So they know the terrain.
land.
They've been hunting their whole lives, so they know how
And
to
I'm
do it.
assuming that if you're only getting paid $200 for something that is worth way more than that, that means you need that $200.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's called subsistence.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that $200 goes a very long way when you're living in Africa in the wilds.
It's such an interesting thing because, and obviously anti-poaching, but I bet you if you ask the poachers, they'd be like, we're feeding our family.
Yeah, 100%.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
such a-
the dichotomy
I know,
of the
it's a bummer.
situation. You know,
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, they got to protect it. This
Yes.
is their vital resource. This is their
100%.
heritage. They look at them as their family, and so that's why they're willing to risk their lives to go out there and.
How big an area? Because I'm assuming if you're anti-poacher, but that's a huge area.
Millions of square miles.
So how do you narrow down on where these people are and where they're hunting? Like how?
Or are you following the
test.
animals?
Radar?
Are you following the
They
animals?
use drones. The good. Damien said the great thing about the women is that they're fighting not just for the animals, they're fighting for their homes, their families. Whereas the guys would get called in from all different areas of Africa, they'd spend their payment on booze and hookers. Whereas the women are reinvesting into their families, reinvesting into the villages. They're incorruptible, apparently. One of his main guys that I worked with ended up getting corrupted. The women, incorruptible.
Define corrupt.
Yeah.
Basically selling off information to poachers and poaching.
Leaking information.
Leaking information, yeah. And the good thing about women is they love to gossip. So they are incredible at intelligence gathering.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But this women, this
Don't
documentary.
say it, my wife is going to think she's intelligence
Right?
gathering from now on.
But these women,
You can use that, Beth.
yeah, these women, this documentary, they're not fighting the poachers.
Oh, yeah. Look at that picture, man. She's strapped with a M16.
I'm not even trying to be mean. I thought those were men.
No, they're women.
That is
Jesus Christ!
amazing.
Yeah, that's a
man.
M16.
Yeah.
So, how long has he been over there?
Oh, man. It's got to be nearly 20 years. Yeah, he built it from the ground up. He came back to Australia, sold a bunch of his investment properties that he bought with his deployment money, and started this, moved out there and went in wholehearted. He's an incredible guy. And so anyway, the reason I went vegan was because I was out there working with him.
Oh yeah, you went vegan.
Yeah.
And what was it about being out there that made you, like, why was it just you're like, these are amazing animals? Like, because I know a lot of people, they'll see documentaries on how animals are treated in like
chickens, and cows.
But what was it about being out there with those massive animals?
Damien being a massive hero in the military world back in Australia, I have a lot of respect for him. And I saw him eating one night. He had a separate pot. And I'm thinking, oh, this motherfucker, he's saving the good meat for himself. He's giving the Rangers the shit. So I hit him up. He's like, oh, I don't eat meat. The Rangers eat meat. I'm like, what do you mean you don't eat meat? He's like, well, I'm vegan. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, I don't eat any. I'm like, why? He said, well, I was going out to work every single day to try and protect these animals. And then I was coming home and I was eating a dead animal and I felt like a hypocrite. And that kind of struck a chord with me because in the military, your leaders, if they're poor leaders, they're hypocrites. They live by the do as I say, not as I do. And that's not a good leader. And I want to perpetrate being a good leader in everything I do. And so I hate hypocrites. And so I went home and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go vegan. And I lasted 3 days.
I've been there. Better than me. I lasted 8 hours.
Man.
8 hours. That's
8
called
hours.
in between meals, bro.
I know.
I was like, what the fuck do
I got a
eat?
headache.
That doesn't count as vegan. That just means
I was eating all carbs. I was
dinner to
eating-
breakfast,
I was
man.
eating falafel and stuff.
It was from 10 p.m. to
yeah, that's
till
as
I
long
wake
as
up.
I
You
lasted,
went to
dude.
sleep and woke up, dude.
Yeah, man, it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all, dude.
have nightmares.
Yeah,
Milk.
I'm telling you, I was shaking.
It's so
I
good.
sweat.
You're like, I
8
was
hours.
eating falafels. That's one meal, motherfucker.
It was all carbs. It was just all carbs.
but they're healthy carbs.
Yeah.
And, dude, I eat so much. I love eating, and I can eat as much as I want, anything I want.
On vegan.
Yeah.
Has your body changed? You seem to actually be in better shape now than you were.
I kind of am, because I don't get any injuries. They reckon there's inflammation attached to dairy products and eggs and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. All I know is I haven't had an injury in 4 years. Like no tendonitis, nothing.
I'll tell you, for me, and I'm like 90% all plant. I have meat every now and then, just because honestly, when I'm on the road or when I'm out with old friends, and I don't want to do the whole explanation, I'm like, I'll have a piece of whatever tonight, maybe a piece of fish. But when I am clean, and I'm old man, my aches and pains, daily aches and pains are gone because it is inflammation for me. It's all about what it does. My stomach isn't bloated.
Yeah.
There's no inflammation in my body.
It makes sense. It's just a beast to do.
It's hard, man.
The discipline's insane.
It's really not once you get used to it. Like,
Really?
I don't even think about it anymore. And I've been there with the traveling and stuff. It's, going through multiple airports in one day, and like Texas and Arizona, you're like, there is nothing to eat here.
Yeah.
And so I pack some bars and stuff like that. Now I've had to go hungry, but some people think that would make you want to change so you can eat. But actually what it does for me is it makes me more driven to not give in.
To stick to it.
Yeah.
You tell me, when you were in Texas and at a barbecue place, you weren't like, you don't have any jackfruit barbecue?
That'd be tough.
Actually, you'd be surprised, mate.
Really?
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just get a whole bunch of the sides. I don't really care. It's not that important to me to have to eat meat. I'd rather not have the animal die and just live a life. Trust me, I know what it's like to be eaten. It sucks.
Fair point.
Now,
for the listeners that are just listening.
Yeah.
You have a, what would you call it?
Robotic prosthetic leg
and arm.
6 microprocessors. Accelerometer.
Due to a bull shark, is that correct?
Yeah, bull shark in Sydney Harbour when I was in the Navy.
How about when I got off stage at the Laugh Factory, right away you go, bro, I figured out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do. Look, bro, look.